Morning YouTube. So I'm back at the Gravely 18G today. I've already started. Forgot to start the camera. So all the parts that you saw in the previous video, I've give them one good wash down. They're drying now. They look good. So once they dry, I will prime and paint them. So the next thing I'm working on is these nasty rims. So one of the things I'm looking at is I'm wondering if I'm missing any components. I might be missing some washers on the backside. So here's the diagram from Gravely. So there's definitely some play in this front end. Not a ton. I'll take a look to see if it's just the bolt that's worn or if it's the bearing inside the axle. I'll have to take it out. I've also I bought a backup set of bearings for the front end PTO with new bearings and new clips. So once I take this axle off, I'll take a look at those and see if I can get those out. These steering linkages from a while ago, because they were totally seized up when I first got them again, because this thing was totally covered in rust. The balls didn't move or anything, so I just ordered these aluminum ones that you can grease from McMaster Car. So I ordered one of their connecting rods too, but all they had for this size, which is I believe 3/8 24, are these aluminum ones. So as you can see, aluminum doesn't make a good connecting rod, at least not for steering. So I do have some 3/8 24 threaded rod that I will try. Hopefully it's a little stiffer than this. If not, I'll have to figure out, I'll have to make something or find another location for a connecting rod this long. All right, let's see if we can get this front axle off. The bolt that holds it on is a 1 1/16. You can see that there it is right there, 1 1/16. Okay, the back is not. Alright, back side is 1 1/8, front side is 1 1/16. Holy shit. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, so I'm not about to start running the impact on and wake up the neighbors, so we'll just see if we can get a mallet and tap it. sockets on there stuck. So they're good. It's a nylon washer, so I realized I couldn't heat it because it's just gonna melt the plastic. And I don't know if it would make it worse or not, so might have to wait until it's a little later and use the impact gun. Hopefully I have a socket that size, so inch and 1/16. So I did find a socket, so I'm gonna try again. Like I said, it's about 7/15. Don't want to wake up the neighbors, don't want to piss off the wife, so gonna try this breaker bar that's previously bent. That was bent when I got it, so someone took it to town on another job. So all right, it's a little later, so I'm gonna crank out the impact gun. All right, painted up the stuff that needed to be painted. The hitch, the inside of the hitch, I'm not worried about. I mean, that paint was good, so I'm just gonna, I hit the primer on all the bare metal, so then the whole thing will get painted over with red. So all this was obviously painted or primed. All the lock, the hitch for the plow was primed. The front brackets are primed, so once this dries, I'll hit them with red paint. That will be black. We should be good, and then I'll just store it until I get the rest of the tractor back together. And this is turning out to be a pain in the ass. So I thought this thing would break pretty easy with the impact wrench, but not so much. So I'm gonna have to come up with a game plan to figure out how to get this off, so I can take a closer look at this axle. I have ordered replacement bearings and stuff. I'll have to look to see if I can figure out, looking in these, and see if there's that bearing spacer in between. I don't know if it's just covered in grease in there or if it's just totally missing. So we shall see. Got the first red coat on them and the first black coat on that grill. Here's all the brackets and shouldn't be touching. Oh, we're good. We're good. So I'll probably throw another coat on them, one or two, and then those will be done. I'll put the nuts back in these, put new ones, and that should be good. I'm not, again, I'm not going for high quality here. There's probably smudges and different shit on it. I don't care. I just want it to look, keep the rust away and just look decent. It doesn't need to be perfect. I'm not going to be using any Bondo or polishing anything smooth. So, but hey, making progress again. Looking closer at the drawing. Okay, so I was wrong. There's not a spacer in between. What it was is there's the bearing cups, or the races, or whatever you want to call them, or those are in the rims. So those are in the rims, so they catch what the bearing runs on. So those are all there. What was wrong with this setup, whoever put it together last, it's supposed to go 2 washers, this spacer, the seal, then the bearing, the inside bearing, the bearing race or cup, and then it goes bearing cup, bearing, oil seal, spacer, washer. So this spacer right here should have been out on this end. So someone just, I don't know, the way they put it in, I don't know, they wanted a wider stance or something, but that's pretty much what they did. So we have all the parts here. So I ordered new new seals and new bearings, and nuts and stuff. So all that should be coming in, and new dust caps and all that. So that should be coming in. All right, so I got the bolt loosened. As you can see, I haven't tried knocking it out yet. What I had to do is the impact gun that I had wasn't strong enough. Breaker bars that I have were not strong enough. So I drove it to my neighbor's house who had a 3/4 inch impact gun. And if that wasn't, we were going to use his 1-inch impact gun, but the 3/4 impact gun worked. So I got it loose. I had to put the tires back on in order to drive it down to his place. But so success. So next chance I get, I'll try to knock it out and paint up the axle.